なんか用ある
何ですか？
今
ああ、
ないの？
うん。まあこの後ちょっと用事はあるけど、
ああ、
うん。忙しくない。Today is April 27th, 2012. I'm at Shiawase no Mura Park in the northern ward of Kobe, Japan. It's just a beautiful, gorgeous day. The weather is perfect. The temperature is perfect. And I don't know if you can see, I'm using my cell phone to shoot this video, but the ocean is behind me. So I finished work at about 2 o'clock and I came down to the park here. Just a beautiful day, so I wanted to just soak up the sun and enjoy it. And I was looking for a bench to sit at, but all the benches were in the shade except for this one bench, which was next to these two old men. One man was sitting down, one man was in an electric wheelchair, and I sat down and they started chatting with me, and they said that foreign people are so nice. They always greet, they always greet strangers. And they said that Japanese people always walk with their heads down and they don't greet strangers. So I was talking to them for a while, and one guy was telling me that he had been to San Francisco, which is my hometown, and he told me how he drove up to Oregon and out east to Lake Tahoe, and he was telling me about all his adventures and how he met some people who had pet raccoons and all kinds of crazy stuff. And we talked for a while. He gave me some dried rice crackers too as well, and then he rolled off in his electric wheelchair, and there was one other guy just sitting on the bench there, and I said, well, I'm getting hot here in the sun. I'm going to go find some shade. And then he said to me, well, let's go on a walk. Let's walk around the park together. So I started walking with him, and he said he was going to walk 4 kilometers. I started walking with him, and we stood up. I noticed like one of his legs was kind of bent, and his left hand looked more like a foot rather than a hand. And he was using a cane, and he could barely walk. But before that, I was just, he was sitting on the bench, and I didn't even notice those things. And then he started talking about his life, and he said he was 66 years old. He said he worked from the age of 18 all the way to 60. He said he hated his life. People made fun of him his whole life. His coworkers were backstabbers. He only got half the pay as everybody else because he couldn't do as much work. That's what he said. He just said he was miserable, and he was really focusing on that and his disability. And he said to me, just try living one day in my shoes. Just try living one day in my shoes. And I said, I hear you, man. I respect you. That's about all I could really say. And I noticed that a lot of people get hung up, including myself, on the deficiencies that they imagine that they have. One for me, for example, is I'm always self-conscious when I'm speaking Japanese to people that my Japanese isn't good enough. I feel like there's a wall because of the lack of communication skills that I have. I feel like I'm being judged. I feel like people see me as a child because I can't speak like a college-educated adult. And I realized a lot of my Japanese friends are actually helping me realize that a lot of that is all in my head. I used to know a guy named Tino when I lived in Osaka. We had just come to Japan at the same time and spoke about the same. Our Japanese ability was about the same. The difference between me and Tino was that I was always worried about whether what I was saying was right or wrong, whereas Tino just made jokes. He didn't care if he was wrong or not. He made people laugh. Communication is not all about the right grammar, speaking the right way. It goes beyond that. It's how you carry yourself. It's the feeling you give people, your body language, everything. So I walked with this guy. His name was Susumu. I walked with him for about 30 minutes. We just talked, and it was really nice. It was really nice, and I really enjoyed that he took me up as a companion to walk with, and he just talked to me, and he wasn't really judgmental about me being a foreigner. He didn't ask me any stupid questions like, where are you from? How long have you been here? How did you learn Japanese? He didn't ask me any dumb questions. I just got to hear about his life and listen to him, and I enjoyed it. I had a really nice day here, and it's just beautiful today. And I'm going to show you this beautiful scenery one more time. Oh yeah, this is it. And days like this, you just have to really appreciate, because they're rare.